All right, today we're diving into an AI model called MedImageInsight. And look, this isn't just some minor update, it's a really fundamental shift in how AI can actually help doctors. To get why it's such a big deal, we've got to start with the massive problem it was built to solve. So, let's start with a number. Get this. Every single year, the amount of medical imaging data in the world, all the x-rays, CT scans, MRIs, it grows by a staggering 6%. Now hold that 6% in your head and look at this number. The number of experts, the radiologists who have to read and interpret every single one of those scans, is only growing by 0.7% a year. I mean, you don't have to be a math whiz to see that that gap is huge. And honestly, it's just not sustainable. What we're really looking at here is a data tsunami, and this isn't some small inconvenience. It's a genuine crisis for the entire healthcare industry. It's creating this urgent, almost desperate need for better tools to help our doctors just keep their heads above water. So what does that mean in the real world? Well, it's pretty simple. We are creating way more medical images than our experts can possibly review in a timely manner. That puts an unbelievable amount of pressure on doctors. It leads to burnout. And, most importantly, it can cause delays in getting patients the diagnoses and care they need. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Hey, isn't AI supposed to fix all this? And yeah, you're right, that has always been the promise. But the truth is, the first wave of these big AI models, well, they've really struggled to make the leap from the research lab into the real world. They've hit some pretty serious growing pains. It really boiled down to three big problems. First, doctors couldn't really adjust or even trust the AI's confidence level. Second, the AI was a total black box. It would spit out an answer, but it couldn't show its work or explain why it came to that conclusion. And third, hospitals needed a totally separate, specialized AI for every little task, which, as you can imagine, is a logistical nightmare.
And this is where the story really takes a turn. A new open-source model called MedImageInsight was built from the ground up to tackle these exact challenges head-on.
First off, it has something called ROC capability. Now, the easiest way to think about this is like having a sensitivity dial. A doctor can literally turn the AI's sensitivity up or down. So they might make it more cautious for a routine screening or crank it up to be more aggressive when they're hunting for a really rare disease. That kind of control is absolutely critical for doctors to trust the tool. Second, and this is huge, it's transparent by design. So instead of just giving an answer, MedImageInsight can actually show the doctor direct visual evidence from its database to back up its findings. It's not just a cool feature, it's the absolute key to building trust and, frankly, to meeting the new rules for explainable AI. And third, it's what's called an efficient generalist. This means one single lightweight model can handle over 14 different areas of medicine. Everything from chest x-rays and CT scans to dermatology and pathology. So instead of a hospital needing to juggle a dozen different AI tools, they just need one. Okay, so the design sounds great on paper. The claims are impressive. But how does this thing actually perform when the pressure is on? Well, the team put it through some seriously tough, independent testing, and the results, they're pretty eye-opening. Which, of course, brings us right back to the most important question in all of medical AI. How can a doctor ever really trust what an AI tells them? The only way is if the AI can show its work. MedImageInsight does this with a really simple but powerful process called image-image search. Here's how it works. A doctor uploads a new scan from their patient. The AI then instantly combs through its huge database, looking for past cases that are visually similar. And then, this is the key part, it shows those matching cases to the doctor as evidence for its conclusion. It's simple, it's clear, and it's incredibly powerful. So let's look at some hard data. Take a complex task like estimating a child's bone age from an x-ray. On average, a human expert is off by about 7.32 months. Now look at MedImageInsight. Its average error is just 6.19 months, so it's not just performing like a human expert. In this specific task, it's actually more accurate. And that's not a one-off. In a totally independent evaluation using real-world chest x-rays, MedImageInsight got an AUC score of 91.2. Now, AUC is just a measure of how good a test is at diagnosis. The closer to 100, the better. And as you can see, it didn't just edge out the other models. It blew them out of the water. I mean, it's not even close. This chart really pulls it all together. When you look at all the things you absolutely need a medical AI to do, like letting doctors tune the confidence, showing its work with image search, and even handling 3D scans, MedImageInsight is literally the only one that checks every single box. So let's just step back for a second and think about the big picture here. What does it actually mean for the world of medicine now that a tool like this exists and is out in the wild? Well, here's the real kicker. MedImageInsight is open source. The team behind it released it for free, for anyone to use. This is a complete game changer. It means doctors, researchers, hospitals, anybody, anywhere in the world can now use and build on top of this powerful AI. It's going to accelerate progress for everybody. So, to wrap it all up, MedImageInsight is so much more than just a cool piece of tech. It's a real solution to that data tsunami we talked about. It builds trust because it's transparent. It delivers performance that is right there with, and sometimes even better than human experts. And because it's open source, it's like pouring fuel on the fire of medical AI innovation for everyone. And that leaves us with one final fascinating thought. For the first time, we have an AI that isn't just powerful, but also trustworthy and available to everyone. So the question is no longer if AI is going to transform medicine, but what part of it is next?